Hello everyone, Michael Roberts here with Fast Web Help. Today I'm going to be talking about 360-degree product shots, building a 360-degree interactive photo. You can see an example of that on our blog at fastwebhelp.com. I'll have a link underneath this video that will take you there so you can see it and play with it yourself. Now, this was one of the first ones we've ever performed, and we learned a couple things along the way, so I want to share with you what worked, what didn't, and so you can hopefully do your own. Now, the first thing you're going to need is the product. This is the product we used to film or shoot, and unlike most photography that we do, it's not really a big deal. We try to get it clean, but it doesn't have to be perfect, because you can always fix things up in post. If there's a fingerprint or something, you just clone tool that out. You can remove fuzzes, hair, things like that. But when you're doing a 360-degree photo shoot, you're taking up to 60 photos, so you really want to avoid any fingerprints, any smudges, any scratches, anything like that, because we're talking about removing that in frame by frame by frame by frame, and so the work in post is going to be extremely difficult. So we went to the client, actually got a brand new product from them right off the production line before it hit packaging, so as few as people touched this as possible. Then we took this and we cleaned it up. We used some alcohol wipes and really just got this thing sparkling. From there, after we got it cleaned, we took and we bought some just cheap plastic gloves, and you did this because it kept from getting oils on the product and fingerprints. So anytime we handled the product after there, we would make sure we used the gloves so it didn't get dirty again. From there, you're going to need a can of air or a paintbrush. We used a 2-inch paintbrush, and this was really handy for getting the fuzzes off. As you start doing the lighting and things move around, it's just natural that there's going to be some dust and fuzz and hair that lands on the product, and those are going to, again, create a lot of work in post. So before you're ready to actually start shooting, take the brush, take your can of air, and just blast the product, get any little specks off it, get it looking really nice. After that, you're going to want to light the product, and make sure you use, if you're doing a product like this one has a display, so I can actually probably pick up the camera so you can see the little camera. So things pick up in these displays really badly. So when you do your lighting, we made sure to use diffused lighting. Otherwise, you're going to see the actual light bulb, the lens. You're going to see these things. So make sure your lighting, if you're using a display or glass, you use lighting with a diffused cover on it. For that same reason also, we put the camera quite a ways back, so that way when it rotated, it wasn't picking up, you know, the photographer, the lens, all those kinds of things. So we moved the camera about 6-7 feet back, so we wouldn't have that problem. For the actually turning the product, I'm going to go over there and we'll show you the setup, and I'll show you what we use to actually spin and rotate the product. So here's the setup we used. You can see that the tripod is about 6-7 feet away from the product itself, which is way over there. And this, again, we did this for two reasons. The first reason we did this was to reduce glare, so when you get into the product, you don't pick up the camera, which, see if I can replicate. And another reason we did this was because this particular product has an anodization to it. So when you get real close, you're actually able to pick up things with this camera lens that you're not able to pick up with your human eye. And you could see all these little imperfections that you can't even see with your human eye. And so that looked really awful for the 360-degree photo shoot. So we set the camera way back here, about 7 feet back. And then we just did a real good zoom, and that gave a really nice effect of keeping the product looking real solid black, no glares from the camera or anything like that. For our lighting, here's the Brightech softbox lights we used. Again, you can buy these are pretty cheap, the Brightech softbox. Let me see if I can get it to focus there for you. And these have a real nice diffuser over them. See if you can show that. So that way it didn't get any harsh glares on the product, and actually created a really beautiful glare on the product when you turned it and it faced the softbox. It was real pretty. For our backdrop, we have a large sheet of white paper, and this is one of my favorite things. I use this actually a lot. You can use white, you can use black, you can use green. You can just buy these sheets in any color you want, and it just mounts on a pulley system, and you can actually just pull this piece of paper right up. You just pull this lever here, pull the string, and the paper goes right up. And this is just something you can install in your office really cheap and easy, and it makes a wonderful backdrop. For the actual device that we use to rotate the image, we just went to Bed Bath & Beyond, or any kitchen store will work, and we bought a spice rack. For this one, we found a nice wood one with a nice curved down edge. You need to make sure you don't find one with a beveled edge that goes up, because it will block the actual product. So this one had a real nice wood lip on it, real flat surface, and what we did is it was wood again, which would create a lot of problem in post. And you can see the wood right here, what color it actually was. And so what we did was we purchased some white lycra, and you can get that at any fabric store. White lycra is really great for green screens, white screens, anything like that, because it's a fabric you can just roll up and throw in a drawer, but when you need to use it, it won't have a lot of wrinkles, because you can actually just stretch this fabric so much that you can stretch all the wrinkles out of it. It is a little thin, so we had to use 2 layers of white lycra in order to cover up the wood. Now, one thing to note when selecting your turntable, or Lazy Susan, spice rack, whatever you want to call it, is that you go to the store and you get real low, and when you start spinning it, you look for little imperfections. And you can see this one actually has quite a few. As I rotate, it's hopping up and down. And this created a real problem for us in post, because the product will be here, and then as it starts spinning, it'll pop up a little bit and then pop down. And you can see it just kind of, it's very slight, but it does rotate up and down. And that's just poor design in their greasing and production of those bearings. So you want to make sure you try to find with a really nice smooth display. So you're going to take your about 40 to 60 photos just by doing this. You move it, you take a photo, you move it, you take a photo. Being real sure to stay consistent in your distance of moves. You don't want anything like this is a photo, but then this is a photo, and this is a... So you want something real smooth, so keep a same, kind of turn radius there. And just keep snapping pictures. About 40 to 60 will be enough. And once you have that, we took all those photos, we went to Megavisor, and we plug those into Megavisor. Megavisor is a free software tool. You can just create a free account. You can go online, just upload all your photos, and it's going to splice them all together into a really nice app where you can create that really cool experience for your customers. We found this to work really, really well for our clients, because a lot of people just aren't doing it. So it really allows you to have a unique advantage over your customers, as well as 50% of the traffic we're seeing these days are coming from tablets or phones. So giving that experience of being able to just grab the product and touch screen and rotate the product, it emulates holding that product in your hand as if you were at a store. So that's a really great effect you can do for your clients, or you can do for your business. If you need any help with this process, you can contact us at Fast Web Help, and we'd be happy to assist you in that process or do a shoot for you. Thank you for watching. I hope this video has helped you take your marketing to the next level.